what is it, a zillennial. I am a Gen Z. I'm like in between that millennial Gen Z. I'm like barely like a Gen Z. But, my heart, I like to say I'm a millennial. I don't know. I align with both. There's stuff that like is in the millennial thing. I don't know why I'm talking about this all the time, but anyways, gonna be doing a guided message with some cards. Just shuffling right now. Oh, I was saying that because of my peace signs at the beginning. I feel like I never know how to start and end videos, so but yeah, hi, welcome if you're new here, and like I said, gonna be doing a guided message. Only divine love and light is allowed in this space. Okay, Spirit, for the collective, for the highest good of all. There's a fly over here. There has been a lot of flies in the house. Like, I live somewhere where it's very hot and humid, and it feels like anytime it starts getting really hot outside and we have the AC on, the flies just like get even crazier. I'm also getting like notifications now because I'm trying to film, so maybe take that. There's a fly. You just saw that. You saw that, right? What is the message that we need to hear? And I'm gonna pull 3 cards, and if I feel like I need to pull any more, I will. Okay, so 7 of Swords in the upright, negative thoughts, self-imposed restriction, imprisonment, victim mentality, entrapment. Numbers 8, manifestation, practicality, skill, absolute decisions, busyness, the ego. Okay, so this fly, pew pew, go away, pew pew. So in the picture, the girl, it's a girl, and she has her eyes, covered, and she, so she can't see, and she also has, like the same cloth that's on her eye, she has it wrapped around her body, but next to her are all these swords, and she can literally free herself if she would just recognize that she has, the capability. Like, there are swords near her, she can cut her binding. And so maybe like you have been stuck in your head, like overthinking, and you're like in this loop, and you're not realizing that you have the capability to free yourself from this internal monologue, these negative thoughts. And so this is Spirit like guiding you, telling you, hey, like, you're in charge of of yourself. Like, obviously, like, you're in charge, but also there's so much more to that. And you're in charge of your thoughts, and you can, and sometimes like our brain will have a thought, and it'll be because of a script, because of how we were raised, because of society, ABC, whatever. But like, maybe you haven't realized that you have the capacity to change that, and to think a new way. And so perhaps this is, Spirit guiding you to realize your own strength, your own capability to maneuver those thoughts. 6 of Cups, or actually, I'm sorry, 4 of Cups. Yes. Oh my gosh. 9 of Cups. When your brain like gets the Roman numerals. 9 of Cups, upright, wish come true, contentment, satisfaction, emotional stability, luxury, gratitude. What's so crazy? I think the last reading, so I had tried to do a reading before. This is how like this was supposed to come out. I was doing a reading, not the last reading. Yesterday I did a reading for myself. I did a personal reading, but the reading before, I was trying to do a collective reading, and two of these cards came out in it. Did the Empress come out too? Holy shit. Hold on a second. I think these are the exact 3 cards that came out. This is just one of those things that's like, shit, like, there is no escaping this message that was supposed to come out, because like, this is very divinely orchestrated, guided. Sorry guys, I'm freaking out a little bit because I'm like, it's just more, oh my gosh, pew pew pew, go away, evil eye, away, away. And my dog's coming over here. He's like, what are you getting so excited about? 2 of these cards, it might have been the Empress too, but I don't remember right now. But I know for certain the 7 of Swords, oh my god, again, not reading that properly. I said the 7 of Swords, it's the 8 of Swords. My door just made like a knock sound. It does that sometimes when like the weather changes, like the heat and the coolness, like it'll sound like somebody knocked. Nobody knocked. Take that as confirmation. Yes, okay. So you have been stuck in your mind with these old ways of thinking. It doesn't have to be negative ways of thinking, but it could be old thought patterns, right? And you're becoming aware of this. If you weren't already aware of this, this is you coming into that awareness now. And in doing so, you're realizing you are, what's the word I'm looking for? You're in charge, you are in charge of your own life, your destiny, of the way you think. And maybe in the past, you used to have this victim mentality, but now it's more so that, again, that your old way of living, your old way of being, old way of thinking was placed on you. It was the way that you were conditioned, again, by whether that was your parents, your caregivers, your like society, your peers, brain, yeah. And now you are realizing, like, you don't have to be, if you didn't like the way you were living your life, the way you were conditioned, you are unlearning those habits. And in unlearning those, like, you became aware of the conditioning. Now you're in that process of, okay, like, I may not like this, or I may like this, and choose to, like, you can pick and choose what you want to keep in your life and what you want to change. The sun just moved, it's getting dimmer in here. But you're acknowledging and accepting that you are in charge of your destiny. And in realizing that you are in charge and that you have the capacity and the capability to, make the decisions to get your life moving in a way that you want it to, in the person you want to be, in the way you want to show up for yourself and for others, and how you want to spend your time, how you want to dedicate your time. Like, you are in charge of that. And in realizing that, in realizing your own power and coming into your own power, your wishes are going to come true. The 9 of Cups, contentment, satisfaction, emotional stability, luxury, gratitude. Like, you're coming into your power, and like I said, your wishes are coming true. You are going to have so much abundance, and you can trust spirit and trust yourself that anything that you put your mind to, you can do it. And the 3rd card is the Empress in the reverse: creative blocks, selfish impatience, dependence on others, inaction, lack of concentration, indecisive, overwhelmed, anxious, infidelity. Excellent communication and creative, someone who is generally optimistic. Okay, so yes, the Empress in the reverse, it's our earth sign. So because before your old way of thinking, and having this victim mentality perhaps was causing these creative blocks, was causing you to not be, maybe not to show up as the best version of yourself. Maybe you were either, codependent on, if you have a partner, your partner, or friendships. Perhaps like I know in the past there were times where I couldn't, and there have been moments in my life where I have been unable to go out in public by myself, go to the grocery store by myself. I feel like, oh, I have to text a friend to come with me. Oh, I have to go with my partner. Oh, I have to, like not feeling safe in my own skin to go out in the world independently. I've been there before. Maybe you have also been living like that recently. But you're breaking out of those habits, the codependent habits, or also maybe because of the way you were brought up, you were hyper independent. You grew up and you felt like you could only trust yourself. No one's gonna have your back but you. And that is also like something that has to be healed and unlearned, because we're not meant to live this life alone. We are humans and we need community, and perhaps that's a wound that you are healing from. You're learning that you can trust people. It's okay. I'm not saying like trust everybody, because there are people who do not have the best intentions. But you're learning that you can depend on others, that it's okay to be vulnerable, and it's okay to trust others. And again, reminding yourself, trust, again, takes time. It doesn't happen in one day, it doesn't happen overnight. What they say, Rome wasn't built in one night, if that's the saying. But yeah, you're coming out of these old ways of being. I'm gonna pull some more cards. I'm gonna pull 3 more cards, okay? And so I pulled the 2 of Cups, upright, unified love, partnership, mutual attraction, proposal, marriage, connection. Okay, so, and again, I've heard other people say like maybe like it's not just for love, but could be in loving friendship, not romantic love. It could be friendship. So yeah, with healing these old wounds, breaking these cycles, these old ways of thinking, you are going to be aligned with new friendships, new relationships, with people who truly connect with you and see the world. Obviously, not everybody sees exactly the same, but they're gonna have the same values as you, the same like moral compass as you. So obviously, like if fighting for what you believe in, fighting for like LGBTQ plus rights, fighting for like women's rights, stuff like that, if that aligns with you, you're gonna find friendships. You're gonna make friendships and connections that align with those things that align with you. And I said those things because that's important to me. And then with finding your community, your sense of community, and these friendships. I pulled another card, but okay. You're gonna have the High Priestess, upright, intuition, sacred knowledge, subconscious, divine feminine, trusting yourself. Yes, what I was saying, you're coming into your power, you're trusting yourself, trusting your own intuition, and high morals. What I was saying earlier, aligning with people who have the same values, morals as you, and again, coming into that power and trusting your intuition when it comes to, people and places. And then I also did pull another card. Reverse is the Knight of Pentacles, self-discipline, boredom, feeling stuck, perfectionism, work without reward. So yeah, to me, this is all about an old cycle, an old way of being. You're unlearning that. You are becoming the High Priestess. You are, and again, like anybody can be the High Priestess, but you're coming into your power. You're unlearning those old ways of thinking, of being, reacting and responding to the world. You may be a lifelong learner. I'm looking up, I have paintings that I've done up here. You may be a lifelong learner, and you are someone who knows, when you mess up, and you hold yourself accountable, but you also don't beat yourself up. You're like, okay, I did A, B, or C today, and I really didn't like how I responded to this. I'm going to be mindful of it. I'm going to journal about it, and I'm going to make sure like I'm holding myself accountable. I'm writing it down, not to shame myself, not to be like, oh, you're such, you know, a F up, but to be like, I'm holding myself accountable. I wrote this down. This is a behavior or a habit that I want to change. And again, I'm writing it down, so I have a date. I know when I did this, and I can hold myself accountable and try to be a better version of myself throughout the day, but also, you know, continuing in the future. And yes, this is the message. Again, I never know how to end these. If this resonated with you, please let me know down in the comments below. I feel, yeah, I'm happy to share these messages, and I'm going to continue doing so. I keep looking at my painting of my dog. My dog's right here. Take that as a sign if you have like pets, you have animals. I'm petting my dog and he looked back at me like so much love. Artwork, take that as a sign. Right now, the song that's like stuck in my head is Younger You by Miley Cyrus. She just did the Hannah Montana, the Hanniversary. If you watched it, I watched that. I was super into Hannah Montana growing up. Camp Rock, like that was like that Disney Channel era was like when I was growing up. And so yeah, watch the Hanniversary. Younger You. Hey you, it's Younger You. I know you're busy with your job, but don't forget about me too. Something like that. I don't know. Anyways, that song's stuck in my head. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. Gonna end the message here, but bye friends. I'll see you in another video.